Hey guys, this is Ivan from Reactive Network, and today we are doing the Reactive Bounty winners discussion. I'm glad to see you all here. We'll go over our bounty program that was finished yesterday. And yeah, actually, let me show you the slide describing what we're gonna be discussing today. So during today's workshop, we'll be covering the takeaways from the bounty program, like what we as a team have learned, what we're going to do differently, what we're going to do the same, and stuff like that. Also, I'll share the list of the winners. We'll discuss the code that they have submitted, a lot of good ideas and implementations there. And on top of that, we'll discuss future community reactivities. I mean, bounty programs and stuff like that. So stay tuned because, yeah, good announcements on the way. So, yeah, first of all, let's say a few words about the takeaways from the bounty program. So, the purpose for this bounty program was to start having some people actually build on our tech to get their feedback, to see how is the experience with reactive tech and with reactive documentation, to see whether you guys like the onboarding process, the use cases, all that stuff. So yeah, first of all, thanks to all of you who participated in the bounty program. We got a lot of attention, probably even more than we hoped for. We got 20 submissions for our 9 on 10 bounties, and a lot of activity in the chat, on the network, a lot of good questions. So yeah, we are very grateful for your attention. Yeah, so the purpose for this bounty program also was to understand what we can improve. And we had many great submissions and a lot of good activity, which means some of the things we've done correctly. And yeah, that's good, that's pleasant. And some of the things we can improve. One of those things would be the descriptions of the bounties, because initially they were created deliberately short and vague, so that you have the space for your creativity. You can come up with your own ideas. But yeah, obviously there's a balance between describing them vaguely and specifically. And yeah, in search for that balance, we are moving towards a better solution. Because for some bounties, apparently it was not super clear what to do there. But yeah, for most of them, it was. Also, we're gonna describe for our upcoming activities the criteria in more detail. I believe they were described pretty much in detail, but yeah, there are a few things to add. Also, we've got a lot of feedback on the reactive network versus React VM concept. And yeah, we've got an article about that in our docs, but there are a few things that are not really covered there in detail. So for you to understand better how it works and to understand better how to write code for it, we will be adding a lot of stuff to the docs based on your feedback. So thank you guys for all the questions. Even if you think that like the problem was on your side and it was your mistake, in most cases it was ours for not describing it well enough. So yeah, thank you for all your questions and the feedback. And also, yeah, we'll be upgrading our tech. Like that was obviously a plan, and since we've had some activity on the network, we now know better how to do that. And yeah, that's a good thing too. So also, in case you have any other suggestions on what we should do differently for our next bounty program, for our hackathons, for our activities, for our tech or docs, please feel free to share those ideas in comments. By the way, I see we already have a bunch of comments. People saying hello guys. Very, very glad to see you here. And yeah, some of you are winners actually, so stay tuned. Okay, and the next thing I have here in the slides, we'll need it for a bit later. So the next step for our today's workshop will be to discuss the winners of the bounty program. So yeah, now let me hide this thing and show this thing here. So this thing here, it's our repository in GitHub, where we have this templates repository with all the criteria described. So let's go over the bounties again in detail. So we have the following bounties. We had, I believe it's 9, right? 9 bounties for reactive smart contracts and 1 bounty for reactive dApp. So the bounties for the reactive smart contracts were cross-chain Oracle, automated token buyback and burn, cross-chain governance, automated one-step swap, automated insurance payouts, IoT payouts, automated prediction market, and automated funds distribution. And also we had a bounty for people who would like to develop not only reactive smart contracts, but also a front end on top of that, making it a full dApp, right? So I'll be switching between windows here, so I might be a bit slow. Sorry about that. So first of all, let's discuss the winners for the automated funds distribution. So we got 3 submissions for that particular bounty. All of them fit the judging criteria. So they had the workflow described, they had the reactive smart contracts, all that stuff, and they were good. However, one of them was super good. So that's the one we're gonna show on screen, and that's let's go actually to pull requests here. And this one, and the winner for this category is Prakhar30. I can see you, buddy, here in the chat. Congratulations on your win. Make sure to let us know your address by any means of your choice. And let's take a look at the code that actually won this bounty. So first of all, we have a good description here in the pull request itself. So we don't have a ton of time, so I won't be discussing all the code examples in detail, but we'll go over the main things. So I'm jumping straight to SRC folder here. We have a cover letter with all the stuff that we need described here, right? And we have also this automated funds distribution with workflow MD, which describes. So you actually can take a look at all this code yourself, guys. We have the transactions here, so you can take a look at the transactions on Sepolia, on Reactive. As you can see, for this particular bounty, it's described particularly well, right? And let's take a look at the contracts. So the idea for this contract was to automatically distribute the funds that get to this multi-party wallet here. So we have a multi-party wallet. It has quite a lot of functionality. It's set for the meme coin, which is just an ERC20 token, right? And it has a minimum contribution here, all the good stuff. And I believe what we're interested in here is mostly what we're triggering with our reactive smart contract. So reactive smart contract, it monitors those 3 events: wallet closed, shareholder left and fund received. And for each of them, it has some reaction here. So it can distribute all funds, or it can update shares, or it can also update shares, right? So let's just take a brief look at distribute funds function to make sure that it looks good. Okay. Yeah, distribute all funds. As you can see, it takes a look at the shares of wallet participants, shareholders, and then distributes the funds based on that. So as I have said, we don't have plenty of time to take a look at all the code, right? But then let's take a look at the transaction. Reactive contract calls distribute all funds, right? Transaction hash here on Sepolia. Okay. Yeah, and as you can see, it distributes the tokens between two of our shareholders of this wallet, right? And another thing to look at here is this address here, which is reactive testnet callback address, which sends all the callbacks. So we can make sure that it was not triggered manually, but rather it was triggered by a reactive smart contract. So well done, my friend. Great submission. Everything documented, good contracts, everything works. A clear winner for this category. Let's go back to our pull requests, right? And let's take a look at another category. Switching between windows again, so give me a moment. Automated governance. So for automated governance, we had unfortunately just one submission, but fortunately a good one, valid according to all the criteria, and also yeah, a good one in not this one. Yeah, we are talking about automated governance system. I believe it's this one, right? Yeah, so let's take a look. Yeah, so we have a README. It describes all the features here, not here, I believe here. It describes the features. Also, well done creating this scheme. A lot of functionality here as well. Everything well documented with all the transaction hashes, so that we can take a look at what's happening here, right? Let's take a look, for instance, on this transaction here on Sepolia. Yeah, and don't be confused, guys. We have automated governance and cross-chain governance. Currently, we're discussing automated governance. We also have a separate winner in cross-chain governance, right? Okay, so we can take a look at this contract. We can see that we have some callbacks from our reactive network. So execute proposal here, execute proposal here. As I have said, we won't go in too much detail because I can't like prepare a good presentation for each and every one submission or winner because it's just impossible to remember. But yeah, we're gonna take a brief look at what we have here in the contracts. Yeah, so another takeaway for our bounty program would be that in many cases, all the reactive smart contract does, and that's okay, is just catches the events, filters them, and sends a correct callback, right? In that case, it's execute proposal, delete proposal, execute proposal here, right? And yeah, let's also take a look at this function, execute proposal. Yeah, basically it checks the checks and emits the event. So yeah, obviously since it's a bounty program, we're not looking not like full-fledged hackathon. We're not looking for production solutions here. In many cases, we just emulate some functionality, and that's okay. But it's important to showcase what's actually happening here from the business logic standpoint and from the reactive workflow standpoint. So yeah, the only submission in that category, a good one. So that's a winner for our automated governance bounty. Okay, and the next one will be, yeah, after that, I'll take a look in the chat. Yeah, and I forgot to say the name of our winner, at least a GitHub handle. So for automated governance, it was Harsh Kas for NA. Congratulations, my friend. Well done. Yeah, and thank you guys very much for your work. Really appreciate that. So the next one will be automated insurance payouts. And yeah, let me find the corresponding pull request here. Yeah, this one. So for automated insurance payouts, I believe we also have just one submission, but yeah, also it's a very good one. So let's take a look here. Yeah, congratulations to our winner. Head plate, I'll say head plate. Yeah, well done, my friend. So let's take a look at our contracts, actually. Demos, insurance payouts, right? Yeah, so we have a pretty complex system here with a vault, with an Oracle, with Reactive Judge, and with secure contract. Let's take a look at the workflow description. I believe we have here. Yeah, so it's pretty sophisticated. You might want to take a look at this, guys. This looks really cool. So a genius developer deploys secure contract, then whatever insurance deploys honest Oracle, then whatever insurance deploys generous vault, then whatever insurance deploys reactive judge, all that stuff deployed, right? Then the actual workflow. So the developer sends some ETH to the secure contract, and insurance sends more ETH to generous vault for the payouts, right? Then a hacker steals one sepolia from secure contract. Oracle backend sends the transaction to the Oracle on which this payout is based. Then the RVM sees this event and sends the transaction with a callback, and then the generous vault receives this transaction and pays out the genius developer who insured their contract, right? So yeah, let's take a look. I don't think we should go over all the contracts here, but let's take a look at the reactive contract at least. So as I have said, we're mainly doing the same for most of the use cases. We will see one use case that is a bit more complicated. We'll discuss it in the end, and yeah, that's a pretty cool thing also. And we are just triggering a payout here based on what's happening in all these bundle of smart contracts. So the reactive smart contract itself might be pretty simple, but very well done on replicating this whole setup here with different contracts, different actors, with documenting it, making it as clear as possible, and with emulating a pretty complex workflow. So that's definitely a winner, even though it's the only submission in the category. But yeah, even so, it's great to have such a code. So yeah, for the previous categories, for the previous bounties, it was 400 PRQ worth of USDT, right? No, 400 USDT worth of PRQ. And for this one, it's 600. And yeah, well deserved. The next category will be automated prediction market. And honestly, it was very hard to judge. So I believe I'll mention all the three participants, because all of them were valid, all of them were honestly very good, but we had to choose, so we made our decision. So one of them was in the same pull request. We can see it here. So by the same user that participated in the previous category. The other one was done by 0x Optimistic, this one. And the other one was done by Prakhar, right here, prediction market. So yeah, as I have said, it was extremely hard to judge this category because all the three, how do you call it? All the three submissions were very good, and we had to choose. We decided to choose two winners that were more complicated than the third one. The third one was also very good, but these ones they were more sophisticated, and we decided to give out two prizes because we don't have any winners in some of the other categories, and we want to reward writing some good code for us. So thank you, guys. So the winners would be this pull request here by Prakhar, and this one here by Headplate. But Optimistic also, thank you very much. It also was a very good one. you just got in the very competitive category. So yeah, let's take a look at the code here, also pretty briefly. Yep. SRC, demos, prediction market. Yeah, so as you can see, we have a setup here with a price oracle, reactive smart contract, and a prediction market that pays out the payout based on the price changes. Let's start with this one here. So as you can see, the price can go up, go down, and we can deposit Ether to vote for some to predict, to participate in the prediction market and try to predict the outcome, and then we can pay out the prediction, and that one is I believe that's the one triggered by the reactive smart contract, right? Yeah, that's it. Let's also take a look at the reactive smart contract here. So yeah, it takes a look whether it goes up, down, or draw, and emits the payout prediction based on that. We also have a good README here with the problem description, with the setup description, with all the build instructions, and with the workflow described in a lot of detail. So yeah, that's I would say that's a great way to put it, because like we have all the scenarios outlined here, and for each scenario we have its emulation with all the transactions. So yeah, that's just as good as it gets, I would say. So yeah, 600 goes to this pull request here, and also to this one. Here, right? So also a good description in the pull request. Good description in here. I believe it also goes to SRC, automated prediction market, workflow MD. Yep, all the build instructions, as you can see. Also an additional feature here. Yeah, so you can see all the necessary transaction data here. And let's also take a brief look at the smart contracts. So basically, it's more or less like as for any prediction market, the logic is more or less the same. The reactive smart contract sees and triggers the distribute wins function, and we have some prediction functionality here. We can create a prediction, right? We can purchase shares. We can propose a resolution for a prediction. We can vote. So it's implemented differently. The previous one, it relies on an oracle, and here we can vote on resolution, right? We can finalize it, and then we can distribute the winnings. So yeah, also it's also cool to see that for the same use case, we have two significantly different implementations. And yeah, that's cool, because that's actually what we're looking for, to get more ideas, to be able to later talk to some industry players, companies, DeFi protocols, to offer solutions for them, and to just to learn more about how Reactive can be used meaningfully. So yeah, 600 goes here to Prakhar, and the previous one was to it's hard to read this handle, sorry. It ends with head plate. Okay. Okay, and we got some more bounties here. The next one to discuss would be automated funds. Nope, not this one here. Yeah, we actually got just one more winner. And this winner is for Reactive Bounty. And yeah, and let's take a look. Yeah, actually, this thing here, it's pretty impressive, guys. So first of all, I have to say that initially, for the dep bounty, we said that it needs to implement some of the bounties that were described for the reactive smart contract bounty. But we don't have any participants in this category, first of all. So we have another participant in this category, but they don't even like fulfill the criteria, unfortunately. So we had to consider this one, and apparently it was super cool. And also we discussed with Pavel from our team, and we came to a conclusion that it was not right on our end initially to only limit this category to the use cases that we offer. Because obviously, if we're looking for more use cases from you, then we need also to have an open category. And yeah, since making this submission a winner does not really influence anyone else who would fulfill the criteria strictly, because we don't have any other submissions for this category that fulfill the criteria, then we decided to make this one a winner, because this use case is actually very creative, and this is something we didn't come up with. So we have everything we need here. We have the video, and we also have the code. So let's first take a look at the code. The video is pretty long, and it's 10 minutes, so we won't be able to go over the whole video today. But yeah, we'll showcase it a bit. So front end, we won't be taking a look at the code, but we'll take a look at the Reactive and Solidity smart contracts code. So it implements a Reactive ERC 6551, right? And I had to Google and learn about what 6551 is. It's a pretty cool thing. It's an NFT that allows, that has its own account and can actually hold its own funds, be used to yeah, we have a message in the chat here, right? Let me take a look. Okay, for an A, yeah, let me take a look. Yeah, sorry guys, I will need to pause just for a few seconds. Stay with me. I need to check something really well. Yeah, so I'm let me answer to this question here. So Prakar says that they have also applied for DAP bounties. Yes, we saw that submission, and unfortunately, it didn't fulfill all the criteria. And for all the submissions that didn't fulfill all the criteria, we won't discuss them right now. But for all of them, we'll answer in the pull request and explain exactly why we didn't consider them valid. So you'll be able to review our reasons and answer and get all the information about that. It's just we can't cover all these topics in this workshop. But yeah, we've seen the submission, and we'll reply to you in the repository. Okay, so let's get back to this one here. And yeah, so it has its origin, destination smart contract, and reactive smart contract. So let's take a look at what it does. It's a pretty complicated setup, so we won't be going into much detail as for the rest of them also. But yeah, it can create an account here. Also, it can change owner of the account. And the most interesting thing here is that it actually does dynamic subscriptions. So we haven't covered dynamic subscriptions yet in our materials, and it's pretty cool that I believe it's Manivir. Congratulations on your win, Manivir. It's pretty cool that you came up with such a problem that required a solution with a dynamic subscription. And I believe you asked some questions in the chat that resulted in discussion, like how to do that, and you actually implemented it. So yeah, well done. Let me share a bit more on how it can be done. So the thing is, we cannot directly call a subscribe function from the React function as we would do for any other smart contract. Like for instance, I don't know, here we call in something, right? Some address, but here we can't call the subscribe function. Why is that? That's because subscribe function, it deals with the system smart contract. And as you know, there are two instances of every reactive smart contract. One of them lives on the reactive network, and the other lives on the React VM, right? So for the first one, it can interact with system smart contract because system smart contract is deployed on the reactive network, and the system smart contract is not deployed on React VM. So the React VM instance of the reactive smart contract cannot interact with system smart contract, if that makes sense. And also that means that React VM cannot directly call subscribe and unsubscribe function like you would do it for any other smart contract, because they're just not living in the same network, so to say. However, as you know, the React function, it can send callbacks to the destination chain, right? And the destination chain, it might be, in our case, Ethereum Sepolia, but also it can send callbacks to the reactive network itself. And one of those callbacks can be subscribe. So here it's exactly what happens. To dynamically subscribe to some other topic one, to some other, with some other payload, we call this callback here, right? Here on the reactive chain to subscribe based on the result of the event that we were subscribed to, if that makes sense. So that's a pretty cool solution on reactive part, and also good stuff here in ERC 6551. And yeah, we won't be going into much detail here. We'll take a look at the video though. So we have a video right here. Oh, yeah, you're watching YouTube on YouTube, actually. So yeah, we have a dApp, and it works with those ERC 6551 token bounded accounts. It has those NFTs to which the accounts are bound. And yeah, as you can see, it has some significant functionality here, as you could see before that, it also relies on the reactive smart contracts as well. So yeah, well done. That's a winner for reactive dApp. And yeah, 1200 goes to Manivir 007. Congratulations. And yep, I believe we've discussed all the winners. Now let me go back to the slides. Thank you very much, guys, for all the hard work you've put in. We've seen a lot of good code, a lot of actual reactive working, and that warms our hearts a lot. So I am very happy to see all the activity in the chat, to see so many submissions with such high level of code. The dev team also is happy, and yeah, so you might think that's not a big deal for us, but it is. We are very grateful for you to give your attention to us, to give your time to us, and we are happy to get all the positive feedback that you've been sharing, to get all that high quality code, to get all that network activity, to prove that our tech actually works. So yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, the bounties, they will be distributed as soon as possible. You can actually, yeah, let me check right now. I don't know whether GitHub has its messages, but I think it should, right? Yeah, let's take a look at this one here, for instance. No, I don't think it has. Okay, anyway, we'll find a way to contact you and to get your addresses, and we'll let you know in which form will be, on which network, I mean, we'll be sending you the prizes. And yeah, the next thing for today would be future community reactivities. So today we're closing our bounty program, and we thought of continuing it in case some of the bounties were not fulfilled yet, but most of the bounties are actually fulfilled. And yeah, let me share the list of the ones that didn't have any valid submissions. So we didn't have valid submissions for automated token buyback and burn, for cross-chain Oracle, for cross-chain governance, and for IoT payouts. Actually, we got 0 submissions for IoT payouts, and I'm not surprised with that. Yeah, so we got question here in the chat. Can I get feedback on what was wrong with my submission? Yes, definitely. You will get feedback, as I have said, for all the submissions that were not that were found not valid, or all the submissions that were found valid but faced a tough competition and didn't win. We will give all the replies in the pull requests. So yeah, you will get the clear feedback. It's just we can't do that right now on that workshop, because that would be too much of taking your time, guys. But yeah, I will try to do that today. If I don't manage to do it today, I will do it as soon as possible. And even before that, we'll distribute, we'll try to get the information on the addresses from you and distribute the bounties. Okay, so for future activities, Reactive Network will be running a hackathon. So we've discovered some of the feedback for our docs, for our tech, and now we have something to work on for the next month or so. And after that, we will run a hackathon. So we will take into account all the feedback you've given us on the descriptions of the bounties, on the tech, on the docs. We will take into account just the practices of working with reactive smart contracts that you've shown us. We will discover more interesting use cases. We will have an open category. We will have a no-code category. So the official announcement is on the way. It will be out there on Monday, the 29th. And the hackathon itself will start in the beginning of September and last for 2 months. The prize pool for this hackathon will be pretty big. So just wait for the official announcement. But yeah, the prize pool for the hackathon will be 50K this time. And yeah, as I have said, there will be coding bounties as well as no-code bounties. And all the details, they will be on the way. And yeah, basically, I believe that's it. That's everything that I wanted to share today. Yeah, I see, guys, all the questions in the chat. We've reviewed all the pull requests, and we will reply to all of them. Now, the last thing I wanted to share today was this scheme for automated one-step swap. It's interesting because we've prepared this piece of content for the future, for after we actually finish the bounty program. But that's exactly how the automated one-step swap was implemented for one of our submissions. Okay, I believe I don't have anything much to add. As I have said, we'll reply to all the pull requests on the GitHub. We will contact all the winners to distribute their prizes. And we will have more activities even before the hackathon. So we'll have some cool stuff, actually. I won't be sharing any more details, but yeah, please stay tuned. If you're not on our community, developer chat, please make sure to join it. You can ask all the questions there. We try to be as responsive as possible. And yeah, that's it for today. If you have any more questions, you can ask them in the chat. I will stay here for 1 more minute with you. And after that, we'll wrap up today's discussion. So yeah, let me take a look at the chat to make sure I've answered all the questions. Yep, Gregory, we see you. We will reply. You can join our developer chat in Telegram and ask all the questions there. We will answer to you, and we will answer to your pull request as well. Also, yeah, Kenneth Smith, please also ask all the questions in the chat. We are present there. We will answer to you, and we will answer in the pull request in the GitHub as well. Yeah, Manny, thank you very much. It was a very good code and a very good use case as well. I believe we'll talk to you more in the future because like the 6551 use case is something we didn't really come up with. Yeah, Prakar, thank you very much. I believe you have several good submissions. It's pretty heartwarming to have such devoted community members and such good code. Yeah, and thank you. We will say thank you to our designer, and we will let him know that you like our logo. Okay, if we don't have any more questions, I've said enough. Thank you guys once again. It's been a pleasure working with you during this bounty program. It's been a pleasure talking to you during this workshop, and I hope it will be a pleasure working with you in our community with our smaller activities in August and with our big activity being the hackathon in September and October. Stay tuned. It was Ivan from Reactive Network, and have a great evening. Thank you, guys. Take care.